Hey fam, welcome back. Imagine this. I'm 40, looking back at 4 decades of chaos, and it hits me. I've been messing up my life this whole time. Today, I'm spilling the tea on a journey. Not some glamorous adventure, but a raw 40-year trek through my own soul. I've paid for lessons with tears, tripped over truths while avoiding heartbreak, and now I'm here to share the light I found in the dark. So you don't have to stumble for 40 years like I did to figure this stuff out. Grab a drink, get comfy. This is going to be real, raw, and worth it. Let's dive in. First up, let's talk about the toughest, most underrated job you'll ever take on: working on yourself. For way too long, I thought work was all about the grind out there in the world. You know the vibe. Clocking in at the crack of dawn, slugging through emails, chasing that Friday paycheck like it's the holy grail. I was a pro at it. Picture me at 24, fresh out of college, landing my first adult job at a fancy corporate office downtown. I'd roll in early, stay late, hustle through PowerPoint decks and conference calls, thinking I was building some big, shiny future. By 28, I had the checklist ticked off: a solid paycheck, a one-bedroom apartment with a killer view, a used car that didn't break down every other week. Friends would slap me on the back. Family would beam at Thanksgiving, saying, "You're doing it, man." But then, one random night, it all unraveled. I was 31, sitting in my car after another soul-crushing 12-hour shift, rain hammering the roof like it was trying to wake me up. I gripped the steering wheel, stared at the dashboard, and just broke down. Not crying, not yet, just this hollow, heavy feeling. I whispered to myself, "Is this it? Is this what I'm killing myself for?" I had the stuff, the apartment, the car, the savings, but inside, I was a ghost. Empty as an old coffee cup. That's when it slammed into me. I'd been working for everyone else, my boss, my landlord, my ego, but I hadn't done a damn thing for me. So I started, right then and there. I grabbed a beat-up notebook from the glove box, one I'd meant to use for grocery lists, and just wrote. No plan, no filter, just me spilling my guts onto the page. What was I scared of? What did I want? Like, really want? Why did I feel so lost in a life that looked so together from the outside? I'd sit on my tiny balcony at night, no phone, no TV, just me and the crickets. It was awkward as hell at first, like meeting a stranger who kinda looked like me but didn't talk much. I'd write stuff like, "I'm terrified I'll never be enough," or "I miss drawing, but who has time?" Slowly, though, I found something. Clarity. Maybe even a little peace. Working on yourself isn't pretty. It's not some Instagram glow-up with a motivational caption. It's crying over pages you'll burn later, admitting you've been running from your own shadow, realizing you've spent years chasing applause instead of joy. For me, it was facing the fact that I'd built a life to impress people who didn't even know my favorite color. It's asking the big, scary questions. Who am I? What lights my soul on fire? What's holding me back? And let me tell you, it's the toughest work I've ever done, harder than any deadline, any all-nighter, any performance review. But it's also the best. A good life isn't about what you pile up out there, it's about who you build inside. So do it, friends. Make time for you. Not your job, not your endless to-do list, just you. That's where the real magic kicks off. Next up, here's a lesson that hit me like a freight train. Don't lean too hard on anyone else. Oof, this one still stings when I think about it. I used to think I had my safety net locked tight. My ride or die crew, my family, the people I'd call if my car broke down in the middle of nowhere. I'd tell myself, no matter what goes down, I've got my people. Yeah, nope. I'll never forget this one stretch. I was 26, just got dumped by my college girlfriend of 4 years, lost my job in the same brutal week, and I was a walking disaster. Bills were piling up like a bad sitcom plot. My fridge had nothing but a jar of pickles and some questionable mayo, and I felt like the ground was crumbling under me. I reached out to my so-called lifelines. "Hey, I'm drowning here. Can we talk? Can someone just listen?" Crickets. A couple half-assed, "I'll call you later" texts. One, "Sorry, got a thing" excuse. And that was it. Dead air. Even my shadow bailed when the lights went out. And trust me, they were out a lot that year. I was gutted. I'd lie awake in my shitty little apartment, staring at water stains on the ceiling, replaying every friendship, every late-night heart-to-heart, wondering why no one showed up. I was mad as hell, then sad, then just numb. I'd walk to the corner store for ramen, hands in my pockets, feeling like the world had turned its back. But one day, it clicked. No one's job is to save you. Not your best friend, not your mom, not the person you'd give your last dime to. That realization shattered me, but it also lit a fire. So how do you stop depending on others? You become your own damn rock. For me, it started small. Baby steps, real basic stuff. I learned to cook. Nothing gourmet, just scrambled eggs and pasta so I wasn't texting friends for dinner plans. I stashed $20 a week in a coffee can so I didn't need to beg for gas money. I sat with my own loneliness instead of calling someone to fill the silence. I built a me I could lean on. Don't get me wrong. I still love my tribe, and you should keep yours close. But I stopped making them my everything. There's a quiet strength in that, knowing you can weather the storm solo if you have to. You don't need a knight in shining armor. You're the warrior. So take it from me. Build your own backbone. You're tougher than you think, I swear. Now, let's talk about change. The big, ugly C word I used to dodge like a dodgeball champ. Change was my nemesis, the thing I'd hide from under the covers. I loved my little bubble. Same diner every Sunday for pancakes, same 9-to-5 gig, same me, day after day. Why mess with a comfy setup, right? But life doesn't care about your comfort zone. It'll kick you out and burn the house down behind you. I remember this one season. I was 33, stuck in a job I hated but couldn't quit. The paycheck was steady, the benefits were great, but my spirit crushed flat. I'd drag myself in every morning, clock watch until 5, feeling like a robot in khakis. Then the universe dropped the hammer. Layoffs. My whole team gone in a single email. I freaked out, heart pounding, palms sweaty, full-on meltdown in the break room. That job was my identity, my safety net, and now it was dust. I spent a week holed up in my apartment, blinds shut, eating cereal straight from the box, feeling sorry for myself. But then I did something wild. I took a chance. I'd always wanted to try baking, making bread and pastries like my grandma used to. So I dug out her old recipe book, bought a bag of flour, and started messing around in my kitchen. Friends thought I'd lost it. "You're throwing away security for cupcakes?" they'd say. Yeah, maybe. But you know what I found? A life that felt like mine again. Change isn't the bad guy. It's the friend who drags you out of the rut. Those dark days, the ones that feel like they're breaking you, they're shaping you into something better. That first year baking, I burned half my batches, barely made a dime, flour everywhere, smoke alarms blaring, doubting every loaf. But I also smiled more, breathed deeper, felt alive for the first time in years. So don't run from change, fam. Step into it, arms open. The you waiting on the other side? Worth every shaky, flour-dusted step. Here's another biggie. Patience and confidence are your superpowers. I used to think success was a sprint, set a goal, smash it quick, bask in the glow. Life laughed so hard it cried. It's more like a marathon with mud pits, detours, and no finish line in sight. I'd start something, like that baking gig, and expect to be a pro in a month. When it didn't happen, I'd spiral. I suck at this. Why even try? But patience kept me in the game. That first year with my oven, I sold one lousy muffin for $1.50. One. I wanted to chuck the rolling pin out the window every damn day. But I kept at it, kept kneading, kept tweaking recipes. A year later, I had a little Etsy shop with actual orders. Patience isn't just twiddling your thumbs, it's grinding when you can't see the end. And confidence? That's the juice. I had to tune out the noise. The coworker who smirked, the uncle who said, "Baking's not a career." I'd stand in my kitchen, dough on my hands, and whisper, "This is my thing. I've got this." Even when I bombed, and I bombed a lot, I believed. Patience and confidence aren't loud or flashy. They're quiet, stubborn, relentless. They're how you turn maybe someday into "look at me now." So hang in there, trust your gut, and watch it all come together. Finally, the golden nugget. Freedom beats money every single time. I used to worship the dollar signs. Big house, shiny car, fat savings. That was the dream. I'd pull 60-hour weeks, skip vacations, miss my sister's birthday dinners, all for the cash. Then one morning, I woke up in my fancy condo, surrounded by gadgets I didn't even use, and I felt caged. I had money, but I was a prisoner in my own life. So I flipped the script. Money's a tool. Freedom's the prize. Freedom to quit a soul-sucking job, to spend a random Wednesday fishing, to chase what makes my heart sing. I started small. Cut my hours, said no to overtime, took a weekend to just wander. And man, trading hustle for freedom was like breathing fresh air after years in a stuffy room. Life's not about your bank balance. It's about your joy. Find what sets your soul free and chase it hard. So 40 years. A long, wild, beautiful mess, right? I've fallen flat, picked myself up, danced through the highs, cried through the lows, and found these rules along the way. Work on yourself, stand solo, embrace change, hold patience and confidence, chase freedom. I wish I'd known at 20, but I'm here now, sharing with you. Start today. Make your story epic. Thanks for sticking with me, you absolute legends. Drop a comment, what's your rule? Hit like if this resonated, and subscribe for more real talk. Let's keep this journey rolling. Live big, live free, and I'll see you next time.